Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I have an Instagram makeup tutorial and this is in collaboration with Max Factor and it's part of their Selfie Ready campaign for the Max Factor /Epic mascara, which the / mascaras are my favourite affordable mascaras and I'm so excited to be working on this campaign with them. So I really hope you guys enjoy this video. So in this video I'll be showing you how to use the new / Epic mascara and I'll also be giving you some tips on how to use it from Max Factor's makeup artist Caroline Barnes. But in addition to that, this tutorial is about Instagram makeup, so I'm going to be showing you my favourite kind of look for when I'm on camera, and the aim of Instagram makeup is basically to do everything a lot more exaggerated than you would normally. But I'm also going to be showing you at the end how I kind of take my selfies and giving you some of my tips for that as well so that you can get the best Instagram selfie. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Make sure you keep on watching until the end for the finished look, and yeah, let's get on with it. I'm going in with my Urban Decay Naked Skin Corrector, I think this is. This is the peach colour and this basically corrects any darkness under my eyes. So I'm just popping that in the corner of my eyes and underneath. And then I'm just blending that out using my Real Technique setting brush. So I'm going to get started with eyes now. What I like to do when I want my makeup to look really flawless and perfect is I do a little bit of kind of neutralizing and correcting, and then I will go in and do my eyes and then come back to concealing and the rest of my base later. And I find that it just helps your eye makeup to look so much more perfect. And I do find that a lot with photos you are looking at the camera and the main focus that everyone looks at in photos is that person's eyes, so it's really important to have your eyes really stand out. So for eyeshadow I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Naked Smoky palette, and I haven't used this in a tutorial before I don't think, so I'm very excited to be using this one. So I'm going to start off by taking a Zoeva Luxe Petite Crease brush and dipping it in the shade Password. And I'm just going to take that through my crease as a transitional shade. Now I have a really small tight crease area, so I like to use this kind of brush first at the moment and then blend it out with a bigger, fluffier brush. And now that colour is in there, I'm just blending it out using a big fluffy brush. So now I'm taking another fluffy blending brush and dipping it in the shade Dirty Sweet, which is just a lovely neutral shimmery champagne colour. And colours like this are really great for on-camera makeup because they reflect the light and they make your eyelid look so much bigger, and especially if you have dark eyes, this will really make the colour of your eyes pop. To make my eyes pop even more, we're going to be taking the same brush and dipping it in the lightest shade and popping this on the centre of my eyelid. And this just makes your eyes look so much bigger, and you can also highlight your inner corner with that lighter shade. So now I'm actually going to go in and work on my crease colour a little bit more and work on the underneath of my eye, and I'm going to be using a blush shade from the Jaclyn Hill Becca palette, and it's just this one here, which is a nice kind of warm matte colour, and I'm just blending that on the outer part of my eyelid and through my crease, and this just helps to warm up the eye look because the neutral shades that I'm using are quite warm. But I'm also bringing the shadow up and out at the corners, and this helps to really open up and elongate your eye as well, which makes them look bigger on camera and again just draws people's attention to your eyes. And I'm just taking that same blush shade underneath my eye as well using the small pencil brush, and adding that shadow underneath your eyes just helps to really open them up and make them look wider. To finish off, I'm just adding a little bit of that Champagne Pop highlight to the tiny pencil brush and popping that in the inner corner as well, and I'm also going to pop a little bit of that on the centre of the lids as well. Next I'm going to be adding liner. I'm going to be using my Guerlain liner as always because this is my favourite one. It's so jet black. If you're looking for an affordable version, I would say the Rimmel eyeliner, I think it's the Rimmel Exaggerate, is quite similar, as is the Collection Fast Stroke Liquid Liner. Those are both kind of affordable dupes for this. But this is my favourite, and liquid liner is a bit of a favourite of most Instagram makeup accounts. Like, you will see it absolutely everywhere. And I think for most eyes, but especially dark eyes, having some liquid liner really helps to bring the eyes out. And especially if you have slightly smaller eyes, it makes them look a lot wider and really opens them up. So I start off by just lining my lash line, and then with the little amount of product I have left on this brush, I just draw the wing and I very kind of lightly trace it out like that, just so I can see where I'm going in a second. And then I do the same on the other side. So once I'm done with the wing and drafting that out, I go back in and just build up my liner and make it the shape that I want it to be. So I'm going to leave liner there before I turn into a panda, because I could just keep going and going and going and it could all go very, very wrong. But now we're moving on to mascara. So this is the new / Epic mascara. It has a really interesting wand. It's very different to the normal / Effect wands. So you have a real kind of curved belly to the wand, you have the 360 kind of little spiky ball on the end, and then you have the really fine little combs that go all around the barrel of the brush. So the False Lash Effect mascaras are some of my favourite mascaras for camera makeup and Instagram makeup anyway, because they give you such good volume, length separation, but this one is actually even better. So all of the different little bristles on the brush apply the product to all of your lashes, and that means that none of your lashes are left unseen, which in the age of Instagram and its zoom feature, which is terrifying, this is an amazing thing because it just means that you can see all of those tiny little lashes. And this also has my favourite formula to date because it's a little bit more wet than the original False Lash Effect formula, so it gives you more time to play about with your lashes, and that's something that if you've watched my videos for a long time, I do a lot. I spend ages wiggling the brush through my lashes and trying to separate them all and get them to be perfectly fanned out, and because it's so wet it allows you more time to do that. So I'm just applying the mascara, and Caroline Barnes, who is Max Factor's makeup artist, gave me some tips on the best way to apply this, and one of her tips is to properly press the belly of the brush into the roots of your lashes to deposit the most product, and then you bring it up through your lashes. And then you can also use this bit on the end, the 360 ball, to boost the lashes, and it really helps. And this for me is amazing because my corner lashes are so close to my bottom lashes, I can never get in there properly. But this allows me to really get in there and make sure all of my outer corner lashes are coated with mascara. And it also means that this is great for applying mascara to your bottom lashes as well, because it's just so much easier. So I now have really nice long bottom lashes, which really helps to open up my eyes and makes them look really wide in photos as well. So this is one coat of mascara all over my lashes, and I haven't applied it to my left eye yet, but I am going to go in and do 2 coats of mascara. This is something that I always do anyway for when I'm on camera, because I just really love for my lashes to stand out, and again I think it draws people's attention to your eyes in photos. So I think I'm going to come in a little bit closer for you for this eye so that you can really see the mascara working. So again, I'm pushing the belly of the brush into my lashes and swooping upwards, and I find that because my lashes are longer as well, this little ball on the end really helps to comb through them and detangle them. So now I'm going through and applying a second coat of mascara to my eyes just to really exaggerate the lashes, and because the formula is more wet as well, it builds very nicely. So those are my lashes. I'm really happy with them. There is no need for false lashes. I'm so thankful for that because they are such a faff for me with my long nails at the moment. Right, now we are back to my face. I'm going to be using my Charlotte Tilbury Magic foundation, which is my favourite foundation for both in real life situations and on camera situations because it just makes my skin look insane. So I literally just buff that into my skin in dabbing motions, and then I give it a little bit of a circular motion as well once the product has been spread out evenly. Next I'm going to be using my By Terry Donzelise concealer, and this is kind of a bit of a base concealer, and then I'm going to conceal over the top, which is more of a highlighting concealer. So I'm just taking my By Terry concealer under my eyes, and this kind of conceals as a base kind of colour. It's not overly highlighting or anything, but it is very hydrating, smooths out a lot of lines, and it just covers really nicely. And I also took it quite far down my cheek as well, just because I wanted it to even out the skin tone a little bit more, and it does that really well and gives it a really nice flawless look. So that is my base concealer done, and now I'm going to be using the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Vanilla. So I'm popping this underneath my eyes in a triangle shape, then also on my chin, on this spot here, because I wish that wasn't there, down the bridge of my nose, and also on my forehead. And then I'm just going to take my foundation brush after I've spread the product and use my foundation brush to buff this out a little bit more and just make it look a little bit more natural. My skin was great yesterday, and I've woken up today and all hell has broken loose on my face. I feel like I'm bouncing about quite a bit in this tutorial with my face, but I'm now going to go on to brows now that all of my concealer and foundation is done. I'm going to be using the Benefit Ka-Brow Brow Gel. So I'm just taking an Urban Decay angled brush. I'm just going to define my eyebrows. I'm just filling in the top side and the arch, and then working my way towards the front, which I fill in and make it look a tiny bit more square. So I'm basically just trying to create a bit of a straight angled line down towards the bridge of my nose. So that is what I have so far. I feel like I did a much better Instagram makeup brow in my birthday makeup tutorial, so you can go and watch that if you want to see me do some better brows. So now that is all done, I'm going to be moving on to contour. I'm going to be taking my Lorac Pro palette and a flat top Zoeva brush, and I'm just taking the light contour shade. So I'm just sweeping this through my cheekbones, and then I'm going to use a different brush to blend out in a second. So the brush I'm actually going to use is my Artiste brush, because this is the quickest brush in the world for blending out contour. It is amazing. Again, blending that out with the Artiste brush. So I'm also going to be using this Zoeva brush to contour my nose. This is like the easiest way to contour your nose and get it right. This looks so over the top right now, so I'm going to take my Artiste brush again and blend out, because off camera it looks totally ridiculous. To contour the rest of my face, I'm going to be using the NARS Yachiyo Kabuki brush. I'm just running that through the same shade in the Lorac palette and just running that up onto my temples, along the top of my forehead to make my 5 head more of a forehead, and then back down my temples as well. And then you can also do the underside of your chin. I never find this helps, but some people use it to eliminate a double chin. So now that I'm all contoured, I'm going to be going in with blush again, and I'm going to be using the same one that I actually used on my eyes, mixed with a tiny bit of Champagne Pop, and I'm just going to pop that on the outer part of my cheek. I never really put anything on the centre, but I like to have a little something, not that heavy. And I like to take it quite far up my cheekbone as well. And then finally, I'm going to be taking Champagne Pop from the palette and just dusting this over the tops of my cheeks, down the centre of my nose, on my temples, basically everywhere. I go through phases of highlight. I feel like we'll see it make a comeback in December and November, because I'm just a bit of a Christmas festive highlight addict. But on an everyday basis at the moment, I'm not really into highlight. I like a cream highlight, but nothing too intense. Now for lips, I'm going to be applying the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Lip Pencil. This is in the shade Gash. Nice name. And this is a beautiful kind of burgundy red colour. And then over the top of that, I'm going to have the Sealer Stay All Day Liquid Lipstick in the shade, I think it's Rico. And again, on Instagram, everything is a bit exaggerated, so most people overline their lips. I'm just going to do mine slightly. So that is a beautiful red colour. I've actually been wearing this a lot recently with one of my Chanel liquid lipsticks, and then I'm applying Rico over the top, which is slightly more plummy, but still beautiful. And these liquid lipsticks are the best. They do not move and they make your lips look amazing. So that's the lip colour done, and I just decided to go for a really lovely bold lip, because I feel like with Instagram makeup, it's really nice to balance out the top half of your face. So we've got really intense bold eyes and eyebrows going on, so I thought that balancing out the bottom half is quite important, especially for selfies and things like that, because it's just your face on show. So that is it for my Instagram makeup tutorial and the demo of the F.A.Q mascara. If you want more tips from Caroline Barnes, then make sure you go check out her Instagram. I will put it on the screen now so you can go check it out, because she does lots of video tutorials and things like that, and she has loads and loads of tips. But now I'm going to be sharing some tips of my own on how I take my selfies, and this is kind of my recommended way. So firstly, I always like to hold my camera sideways, so I will hold it like this and hold my arm out as far away as I can. The longer the arms you have, the better the selfie tends to be, and I will tend to take my selfie, but I will make sure I don't get my arm in. So this arm that you can see here, I will kind of start my selfie from here, which is why I'm always off center in my selfies unless I'm quite close up. Taking a selfie like this, you just generally don't tend to be looking the best way, whereas when I take a photo like this, I naturally turn this way, so this is my good side, and everything just looks a lot better and pulled together. Always try and stand in natural lighting, and for me, I either prefer to have a really lovely backdrop, so say like a beach or somewhere really scenic when I'm out somewhere, or I will have a more white backdrop. I generally don't sit here in the setup that you are seeing now. I just think my face looks a lot better under undirect natural light. So you want natural light, but you don't want to be in the sunlight or outside when the sun is like right above you and it makes a shadow here. So it's important to think about the lighting as well as your makeup. For me, I have a little bit by my back door where there's just a white wall and then there's a window right in front of it, so I can kind of angle myself so that the light is hitting me and the wall, so there's not like a really grey, dull background behind me. So those are like my top selfie tips. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and leave me loads of little like camera emojis in the comments below. I would absolutely love it if you could do that. I love seeing all your emojis in the comments. So yeah, I hope you're all having the best day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.